And we're back once again, only on Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, joining me here on the line, or on location, should I say, he is gearing up. It's Bellator 283. Well, he'll be taking on Douglas Lima. Well, possibly, dare I say, title eliminator. A lot of people are expecting big things. Well, he continues to show basically a new career at 170 pounds. I give you a pride and joy American Top Team. I give you it's Jason Jackson. Now, Jason, you and Douglas Lima. It's a big welterweight fight. But it's finally, almost seems to be just hitting for you. But after years, winning fights, losing fights, it never seems like everything is making sense to you. Everything is almost going in the cage for you.
Everything is definitely gonna be a wonderful night, Fighting a legend like Douglas Lima, two-time champion. Can't get no better than that.
You've seen Douglas fight. I know that everybody has because he's fought so many times on TV. How much of his fight for you is about closing the distance and getting him, on the ground? Because we've seen when he loses, it's usually because guys nullify his strike. They don't allow him to, suffer leg kicks to death. How big is it for you to make this into a grappling contest?
Well, it's very important, and all around, I'm a much better fighter than a lot of his opponents that he fought against. So, it's gonna be a tricky fight for him.
Take us to 170 because when we first met, you were fighting Ed Ruth. It was a middleweight fight. You've now dropped down to 170. I mean, how much stronger do you feel at 170? And how much different are you as a fighter at 170?
I fought Ed Ruth at 170.
You fought Ed Ruth?
Moved up after. Yeah, he moved up after I beat him.
All right, so for you, what's been the change since the Ruth fight? Because ever since then, you've been just beating people up, mauling people, including guys like Nieman Gracie, Benson Henderson. Like, what's made it to the point where it seems like everything just is clicking for you?
Because they were building Ed Ruth up to be this monster that he wasn't. That he was a knockout artist, and he was the best wrestler on the planet, all these things. And once I went in there and showed my capability, I just believed in myself a little bit more. Like, this the guy that they're still supposed to be the one. And I went in there and overcome all the adversity.
We don't talk about that a lot. I mean, a lot of people interview the fighters. It's usually like game planning. It's about technique and all that. How big is faith? Especially for you, where, as you said, you're more confident. You have faith in yourself, faith in the game plan. Like for you, how big was that in these last almost 5 wins, where it's like you're just confident you're going to go in there and win?
It's very, very important. That what I thought was missing from most of my fighters, just confident that I didn't have myself to believe that I can be the one to deliver and beat all these opponents. And then once I tried it, I just stick with it.
We're going to go back to the Lima fight in a bit. Take me to not your last win, Paul Daly, but take me to the Nieman Gracie fight. Because going into that, a lot of people thought, okay, it's going to be a challenge. He can't just take Gracie down. Gracie likes to get wrestlers and submit them. He's known for being a legit, jiu-jitsu, and you were able to not just take him down, but nullify him. He wasn't able to move a lot. He wasn't able to, get a lot of submissions or even attempt them. How much of that fight sort of give you, confidence that, hey, I can beat down anybody in this division? Doesn't matter if it's Gracie or Lima or Amaslav. I can beat anybody, when I'm on.
Absolutely. And I just knew I had the chance with Grayson no matter where I went, because the fight before that, I fought Ben Henderson, and Ben Henderson is one of the hardest guys, to out grapple and stick with on the ground. So, I kind of believe just a little bit more in my grappling on and being on the ground. And Gracie fight, I just felt like it was just willpower that actually got me through that fight because I tore my eye, led like the first 30 seconds going into the fight. So it was just all willpower.
How much of it is also the IQ and that? Like I'm watching a fight here with clips, and you're never, falling for any tricks of his. You're, always consistently just in the right place. You're not, overcommitting. You're not too heavy. You're not, too almost into the guard where he can get you in a triangle. I mean, how much of this is also you've learned to become, a smart fighter in there, where no matter who you're taking on, it's like, okay, you're not going to get me in this. You're not going to make me, walk into a submission. I'm going to, beat you because I know exactly how to beat you and know what to avoid and how to avoid it.
Yeah, it was all preparation because, I was working with one of the best jiu-jitsu artists in the world, Gilbert Burns and Wagner Rocha and Herbert Burns. So, I did a lot of preparation the right way and, work straight. I mean, my striking and wrestling and working with G. Jones and Henry Ruth. So I was doing all the right thing in preparation in camp.
To date, what would you say would be your best win in terms of just you look back and go, this is almost a perfect fight. This is the fight where everything I wanted to do, I did. I didn't, have any hiccups. Like, give me that one fight you look back on right now and go, this would be like my highlight fight in terms of me at my best.
I would say, not. Oh, Means would be one of the fight, but all the other rest I wouldn't say it's my best one. But Jordan Means.
Really? Why is that?
Because Jordan Means was like one of the fight that I felt like I was 100%, healthy and had time to prepare myself right mentally and physically. So I would say Jordan Means.
To get to this point, you've had to sacrifice a lot, and everybody thinks it's easy to say, oh, you go in, you train, you roll around, you do some striking here. For you, and for those who don't know, you were working a full-time job. When we first talked to you at Bellator, landscaping here. Like, what are some of the things you've done just to get to this point in terms of like sacrifice? Like, what are some of the things you've had to give up, or places you've had to stop, not go to because you're training, you want to become a world champion?
Spending time with my family the way I should, and injuries, a lot of injuries, and work that I have to do. I had to lay off just a bit. So, but most importantly is just spending time with my family the way I should. It's one of the biggest sacrifices I felt like I had to,
Now,
give
speaking
up.
of family, I've been on the Instagram page. So the star of it, of course, is you. Then the co-star, of course, is your daughter, who is just this adorable little thing here. How do you balance that? I mean, how do you balance being a father and a fighter? And does she ever come to the gym and just look and go, okay, Dad, I want to be a fighter?
It's hard. It's hard to balance something like that. And you'll hear from a lot of fighters, that's one of the hardest things, unless you own your own gym or something where, it's you and your family that runs it. But other than that, it's something hard because, most of the time you want some me time for yourself, just to recuperate from the hard day of training, sometimes 3-4 times a day. fight. It's rough. So I try to find as much time to balance it out, but it's very hard. But after the fight, we're gonna go on vacation and try to catch up before school start back.
So where are you going on vacation? Because I'm guessing it's like the little ones are going. I'm going to Disney World. Oh yeah, Orlando Studios, someplace fun. Like let's go to the beach, wine. Just not tons of people just crowding me. Like, so where is the vacation you're planning for?
I was thinking, like you said, either I went to Disney already, so I'm pretty sure they want to go back to Disney, or maybe Puerto Rico or something, somewhere. Get away for just a bit, or even go to Key West, Air Florida.
Where do you want to go? That's the big question because you're the one in charge of us. So, is it Puerto Rico? Is it Key West? I know you're not going. Oh yeah, let's go to Disney World. They have people just crowding me like a sardine in a can.
If it was up to me, I would get an RV and just, like I said, go to Key West and just hang out, do something simple. But I know I just leave it up to the family. Let they decide. I just go with the wave. As long as they're happy, I'm happy.
Speaking of it, who's more happier about this fight, you or the family? Because they've seen you through the highs and the lows. I mean, when you were winning fights, when you lost a contender series because of an ankle injury. I mean, they've seen everything. Knowing how big this fight is, like who's happier, you or the rest of the family? Because you're at that point now where it's almost the title shot's right there in your grasp.
I would say I'm more happy because it's more of a dream fight for me. I always envision myself challenging against a guy like Douglas. Like I said, Douglas was considered as one of the best in the world at one point, and to see myself actually dethrone him and move forward to somebody that will be the best in the world one day will be a good step for me.
There's a lot of guys in this sport where they come in, these hot prospects, and it's and they are bust. They've never had to work a real job. They've always been paid. People sponsor them. You've come in the old-fashioned way. You had a job, as you said, as we talked about the first time we interviewed you. Your own landscaping business. You've had to work during training camps. You've had to juggle, family, work career, and fighting. When you're doing this year, how much does it mean to get to this point, knowing that you earned it the old-fashioned way? You beat everybody up in front of you. You had to take on the best of the best, and you've never had like this easy road. But you've had to, you've gotten the hard times, and now it's led to this big fight here on July 22nd.
That's one of the things that I use also to know that I'm tougher than most of my opponents, or if not all of them, because at one point I was cutting trees, washing cars, in one day selling coconut and training in one day. So I just know my opponent's not doing that. You're not out there in the hot sun, in the Florida sun, doing that. They do one thing and one thing only is fighting and go home and be with their family. And up to this day, I still go out and do my landscaping business when I'm not training or not doing anything. It takes up my time, but still doing that. Taking risks, climbing high trees and doing stuff like that.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm proud to have a co-main eventer. The main event fighter of Bellator 283. I give you once again the fast-charging welterweight sensation here. I give you it's Jason Jackson. Jason, before let's go, so where can the fans check you out at? Where is like the Twitter page, Instagram, the website, and who are the sponsors going to be for this fight coming up?
sponsors and the
Yes.
website. So, definitely an IG name Jackson Jason 150, and Facebook same thing as well. I have not yet gotten a Twitter or TikTok, anything of that nature set up, but we're working on it. And
Hey, you're a smart
I
man
want
to
to
keep
thank
up that stuff. Trust me.
that's the thing. That's the hard thing about that. I got so much going on. It's hard to keep up with the website. And thank my sponsor. It's gonna be for this fight, Hayabusa. They're gonna be at after party at I think at Sam Trevor and what is and it's gonna be Sam Trevor. That's where the after party is gonna be. And what else? We have Jimmy Bars, Smart Shop. Give a shout out to all those sponsors. And Biofuel. Definitely just want to give a shout out to those sponsors because they're gonna be really, really taking care of me this fight. So thank you.
Jason Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always an honor and pleasure having you on the show. We can stay tuned for more great action coming up only on it is Last Call. Last Call of the Alcohol only on It's the Last Call YouTube channel.